Okay.
All right. Here we go.
So, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. This is we're Jim and Linda Ferguson from Henderson, Kentucky. I think we got some people on the call tonight from Atlanta, from St. Louis, from Kentucky, and from
Pensacola,
Florida. And so, welcome tonight. We're going to go over an overview of the science of the endocannabinoid system, which is CBG and CBD, and the other cannabinoid science, as well as the opportunity through Zilis. And so we're glad, hey, Tommy, good to have you here. Glad to have you here. And so if you would, take out a pen and pencil and a notepad and let's get started. So just a little bit about Jim and me. Jim and I both have been practicing chiropractic for over 35 years, him 35, me 34. And almost 70 years of practice. And we've seen tens of thousands of patients about 10,000 patients, I guess, about 11,000 patients over the course of that time, which is amazing. We're very blessed by that. And we have never in the entire time of practice seen anything that can be so remarkable with mixing with what we do as chiropractors. This has been a wonderful journey for us personally, as well as for our practice. And so we just are so excited about sharing everything.
And you know, just kind of reiterate, you know, Linda and I have been in practice together. We kind of joke and say for combined 70 years, you know, and in that we've seen quite a few patients over that time. And so we started recognizing some trends several years ago that the patients that were coming into us were sicker than they ever were before. They were more medicated than ever before. And yet they were unhealthier than they ever were before. And they were more resistant to getting the changes that we were used to seeing with our patients.
And so over the time, we continue to go and do continuing ed and to get continuing education, because that's what you do. You're always looking to better the health of your patients. And about a year and 2 months ago, a patient of ours actually introduced this product to us. We were actually exposed to this product line through a pediatrician here locally, and she uses this product line with her patients for brain health issues, and so it really grabbed our attention at that time.
Yeah, and her co-presenter was the head of the hospital system here in Henderson. As far as he was the head pharmacist.
Yeah, at the hospital system.
And so you know, we had. It really piqued our interest, and when we sat down and understood what we were seeing, it kind of made us mad at first because I mean, we thought we kind of prided ourselves for staying on top of things, and we found out that, man, we didn't know anything about this. I mean, we were blindsided by this science and this technology, and so we're here to share that with you. And when we first started taking it, you know, we were surprised at the results that we got personally. You know, I started taking it thinking that it was going to help some arthritis that I had in my hands or that type of thing. But in 2013, I suffered a traumatic brain injury due to an auto accident. And it's severe enough to where I couldn't drive for over 8 months. I couldn't read and process a paragraph for over a year and a half. But within 3 weeks of taking this product, it completely lifted the brain fog and the brain fatigue that I had been suffering for almost 5 years.
And Jim had gone back to work in 2016, but it really was with a lot of brain fog. He slept a lot during the day. And when we began using this product and bringing it into our practice, we began to take it, but we really had no true inclination as to how it would affect us.
We didn't have any expectations because we didn't know.
And so this was just tremendous. And so that's the reason why we found ourselves in this situation, so excited about sharing the science and the product.
And to be honest, we both kind of thought it was snake oil because at that first presentation we saw people with all these different varying conditions, you know, from gut health issues to brain health issues, blood pressure, all kinds of
movement issues,
movement disorders.
Yeah,
and so we saw all these various things. And I was thinking in my own mind, I said, man, next thing you know, they're going to be growing hair on a cue ball, you know? And so I was real skeptical, and I took that skepticism into trying it out.
Well, and I would tell you, that's what you should do as well. If this is the first time to look at this opportunity, at this product, use some healthy skepticism. What does that mean? That means just gather the information, write down your questions, and let's go from there.
That's
okay?
right.
Because we're going to talk about some very exciting things. The company that we're talking about today, as we kind of lead into this, the company's name is Zilis, and they've been around since 2015. This leadership with Stephen and Angie Thompson is tremendous. Stephen and Angie have been in the direct sales industry all their adult life. They're now in their mid-40s, and so 25 years in this industry. They've been 8-figure income earners, and Stephen has worked at the corporate level for companies that have done global expansion. He's worked as executive vice presidents on the global end. And then about 4 years ago, he began his own business, this business, and he is an industry pioneer of direct sales as well as within the hemp industry. He is the tip of the spear, serving as the executive vice chairman and president of the U.S. Hemp Authority, U.S. Hemp Roundtable. And that is the go-between federal government and consumers.
It's our self-regulating body.
Yeah, and so he is the tip of the spear there. Explosive growth, guys. We are experiencing as a company 500% growth since 2017. The product that we're going to talk about tonight, the Ultra line, has only been on the market since November of 2017. We are exploding, and we'll explain to you why.
Within 8 months of its introduction into the marketplace, UltraCell, our flagship product of CBD, became the #1 selling CBD oil in the United States. 3 years after many other products had already been on the marketplace and had a head start. And whenever we go into these new markets, a lot of times we are the ones that are featured by these
these newscasts and everything come out and want to interview those in the local area about the product and about CBD. And we're going to talk tonight not just about CBD, but also about
the
CBD.
whole endocannabinoid system and how this company has transitioned from a health company to a CBD company to now an endocannabinoid support company.
Exactly. So let's talk a little bit about the science. 14 months ago, Jim and I knew nothing about this. We were getting emails in our professional emails, and they were just going to trash. We had no idea. We didn't know that there was science behind CBD.
I'd get these emails asking me to invest or buy stock in marijuana, and to me, cannabis, cannabidiol, cannabis meant marijuana, and I just didn't know any better.
And a lot of people don't. So we're going to clear the fog. A lot of fog is out there. So the science behind CBD, CBG, the endocannabinoid science, is called the endocannabinoid system. It was recently discovered about 25 years ago. Any science that's less than 40, 50, 60, 70, 100 years is new science. Everything's being layered upon it to gather information for it to better help patients. And so this is relatively new science. It impacts the whole body, guys. This is the reason why. The endocannabinoid system, which was discovered in 1992, they found that we have a receptor system in our body, that this receptor system is there to regulate what is called homeostasis, the regulating balance, that equilibrium of our body. We actually have a regulating system of that called the endocannabinoid system. It is fueled by only cannabinoids.
Now that ought to be enough right there to blow your mind.
And it did us. It did us. I was telling somebody the other day, I said, your body makes its own internal CBD. In our bodies, it's called anandamide and 2-AG. But at the same time, it is a cannabinoid that responds to receptors.
That's right. And these receptors cover the surface of every single cell in your body.
I didn't know that.
You got a little bit ahead of me. And the CB1 receptors are in the brain and the spinal cord. And so think of anything that has to do with brain function or brain health or mood health.
Or pain.
Or pain. So you can think of pain or energy or sleep. You can think of anxiety, depression, ADD, ADHD, PTSD, any of these brain functions. I was kind of joking with a patient the other day and said, you know how you used to hear that, these mood disorders were an imbalance in neurochemicals? I said, this is what balances them.
That's right.
You know?
It gives the opportunity for your body to balance. And then the
CB2 receptors are number one, they're on every white blood cell.
Yeah.
You know, they're in your gut, they're in every organ, they're in your the entire immune system. Of course, your gut's the largest organ of your immune system. It's in your bone marrow, and it really runs that engine of immunity.
Right.
You know, so think about anything with inflammation and immune response, whether it's autoimmune response or depressed immune response.
Exactly.
So you just start thinking about that, how far reaching this can actually be. This is a huge, huge game changer.
Well, and it affects so many people. That's the thing, because every system is affected. And that's the reason why you get, like we said, a snake hole. We thought it might be a snake hole because it affects every system. Everything. And so you can get an outcome from every system. And
you wind up getting what we kind of joke and term is side benefits rather than side effects, because you may be taking it for this condition here, but all of a sudden you turn around and this other thing that you didn't even think that it would help is responding.
I began to take it thinking I was going to get some benefit from wrist pain that I have as a result of practicing for 34 years. And sure enough, I did get benefit, but before I got that benefit, I got benefit from sleep.
Yeah.
And
her sleep cycle was all messed up.
I had no idea.
And I'd get a report every morning about how screwed up her sleep was and how well I slept. And within about 3 or 4 days, she was just bouncing off the ceiling, looking at her Fitbit, going like, "Look how much sleep I got!" It's like, wow, So we had a lot of fun with that.
We did.
But what happens is that Linda mentioned that we actually make some of these cannabinoids inside our own body, the anandamide and 2-AG. Well, we can become deficient in these internal cannabinoids called endocannabinoids through several factors. Usually stress. It can be physical stress, chemical stress, or emotional stress, or it could be inflammation, and it creates an enzyme that actually breaks down these chemicals at the receptor site. So if you have a deficiency, and we are now finding through science that there are many very resistant conditions that doctors used to hate seeing coming in their office because they were endocannabinoid deficiencies. And so if you have a deficiency, we have the solution to that problem.
Exactly. Now we know that there are some deficiencies that are out there that are called endocannabinoid deficiencies because they've done the research behind them. One of those is irritable bowel syndrome. Another is fibromyalgia, the resistant conditions of anxiety and depression, as well as migraine headache. That's another one. And so this is a solution. This is a full spectrum product though, guys. This is not just CBD. CBD is one cannabinoid of the hemp plant, a great cannabinoid. It serves
and we know that CBD works.
And we know research explains thousands of research articles out there regarding CBD. But here's the thing, it is not the only part of the hemp plant. There are over 100 different cannabinoids within the hemp plant. Each one of those cannabinoids can have a target specific desire for your body to help it through homeostasis. And remember, those receptors bind to cannabinoids to help homeostasis. So our product is a full spectrum product. It includes the cannabinoids, the terpenes, the flavonoids, the vitamins and the minerals, the omegas and the proteins, all within the plant. 400 different compounds within the plant. And you got to think, this is a way for your all these compounds to join together to create what is called the Entourage Effect, which magnifies and multiplies and creates the potentiality for these cannabinoids to be delivered. This is a superior formulation. We'll talk a little bit more about the formulation in just a moment. And what we need to know too is that every vertebrate animal, okay, human or otherwise, every animal with a vertebra has an endocannabinoid system. So all your animals can respond, even birds.
That's right, that's right. But not your bees.
Not your bees, but your birds can, okay?
All right.
And down here you see products, okay? These are our hemp-based products. We have our topical, which we use every single day in our practice.
Marvelous results.
Unbelievable. And then we have the 3 flavors of the full spectrum hemp CBD oil. And make a note here make a note here of the circle here.
The U.S. Hemp Authority. This is really the wild, wild west, guys. You know, this is a whole brand new burgeoning industry. And so everybody's rushing to the marketplace, trying to get their product out there. And you're going to hear a lot of terms. You're going to see a lot of terms like pure CBD. And on the surface, that sounds good. But Linda just explained to you that this full spectrum product is far superior to an isolate. So we've already answered that. But the other thing is that there are over the past 3 years, there's been over 1,700 products introduced to the marketplace that are labeled CBD.
Right.
And so this is to help clear the fog. The U.S. Hemp Authority has set standardization for processing and growing and labeling, and it's very, very strict. There's only 23 companies that have this certification by the U.S. Hemp Authority. And so, yeah, I mean, we could just stop right there and
the document is 120 pages long as to the criteria.
And so, and it takes months to complete the process, and a lot of verification and checking before you can get this certification.
Exactly.
And so this is a high standard. So now think of this. Out of what's the next slide? Is it the CBG?
Uh-huh.
All right, let's go on to the CBG, because this is a huge game changer. When UltraCell came out in November of 2017, it was considered lightning in a bottle. I mean, this was changing everything, and we're going to get into the technology on the next slide. But this is the thing that's absolutely amazing. This is Ultra CBG, is cannabigerol. And this is the next frontier. We get unique health benefits from it, especially when you combine it with UltraCell. You just really supercharge the results. And go ahead. We're both chomping to talk about this product.
So here's the thing. What is cannabigerol? What is CBG? Well, it is the precursor or the stem cell compound to CBD, which is amazing.
It's the mother.
It's the mother of CBD, also THC. So what does that mean? That means that this is the immature plant. They are sacrificing the growth of the maturity of the plant and harvesting. This is the genetics aspect of harvesting in this cannabinoid science.
Timing is critical. The plant, you're sacrificing the plant. So it's a very expensive process. And because of that, Zilis and UltraCell are the only company that's getting into this arena.
On the large scale.
On the large scale.
You might have small apothecaries, things like that might be doing it, you know, as an individual. But from a large scale, this is a big thing, guys. And we're hitting this market at a time that everyone knows that CBD is beneficial.
So, let me back up here just a little bit. And if you think back just a couple of slides, we talked about how CBD affects the endocannabinoid system through the CB1 and the CB2 receptors. Well, it does that through an indirect effect. And look at all the great health benefits we're getting from it.
Yeah, right.
You know, so now this is another one that will blow your mind, because the Ultra CBG does not have an indirect effect on the CB2 receptors. It has a direct effect.
So it gives a jab and a hook.
So yeah, when you mix it with the UltraCell, you're getting a 1-2 punch, jab, jab, cross.
Yeah, that's right. So this is a great, and so as a company being on the forefront of endocannabinoid science, these minor cannabinoids that have major health benefits is the direction of what they're doing to compound the entourage effect to yield the higher potency for this endocannabinoid system.
And here's the thing, because Ultra CBG is such a dynamic product, regardless of what other CBDs they may be taking, it will enhance the results of that through the entourage effect.
Exactly. That's
they call it the entourage product. And so now we talked about 1,700 products on the market with CBD on the label. We cleared that out and said there's only 23 companies that have that U.S. Hemp Authority certification. But this is it, guys. Zilis is the only company to have this technology.
This is
the whole problem with oil, with any oil, I don't care if you're talking about peanut oil, corn oil, fish oil, or CBD oil, it is an oil. And oil and water do not mix. And our bodies are made of water. Our guts are lined with water. And so the absorption of an oil is very, very poor. It only absorbs about 3%. So if you have a $100 bottle of CBD, you're only getting about $3 worth out of it. Right. The rest of it's going down the drain.
And let's tell you the difference with our product though, because we use this technology is exclusive to Zilis. It makes oil water soluble, guys. That is amazing. It takes this oil, which is actually a resin, kind of a thick wax,
almost a waxy paste,
when it's taken out of the hemp plant, and it turns it into this water soluble bioavailable product. It's not even a hemp oil, it's a liquid, and if you put it on your skin, it feels
transformed.
Like it's been transformed. So what we're showing you here on this slide, this is a contracted clinical study that was done at the Mayo Clinic Research Institute. And Zilis contracted this study with 20 human participants, and they gave them each 10 milligrams of our UltraCell product. And here's what they wanted to know. They wanted to know how quickly was the onset of action, how much absorbed into the body, and how long did it stay in the body. And this is what they found. Over a 12-hour course of looking and reviewing each individual, they found within the first 30 minutes, the UltraCell got into their bloodstream within the first 30 minutes, about 60%.
And think in mind, keep this in mind, that the others are 3% to 6%.
Yeah, right. So, and at most technology-wise, it's out there is about 10%.
About 10.
Right. Okay.
And so what happened is that this was it right away, just right out of the gate. This was a huge game changer. Right.
And then it got up into the body between 85 and 94%. On average, let's say 90%. And then here's the thing. Oils typically are metabolized out of the system within 3 to 5 hours. And so they thought for sure that doing a 12-hour study, this was going to be plenty of time.
Long enough, right.
So in the 12-hour study, it stayed bioavailable between 85 and 94% and goes past the 12-hour
and
point.
So going back to that $100 bottle,
yes.
In comparison, instead of only getting $3 worth of value, you're getting $94 worth of value.
Which is a game changer, guys. And this UltraCell technology is used for all of our products to make it bioavailable. And so Jim's going to take a little bit of time. I like to hear him talk about the mimetics. And so he's going to take a little bit of time. I'll read the bullet points here.
Go ahead.
These are proprietary formulations, meaning we're the company that has them. They boost the effects of the UltraCell as well as the Ultra CBDG. And they have targeted specific results, and they use the UltraCell delivery technology.
So guys, there are other botanicals in nature that actually mimic cannabinoids and use these cannabinoid receptors as a launch for their actions. And so an example is echinacea. We've known for years that echinacea benefited your immune system. However, we didn't know the mechanism. Well, now we know that echinacea is kind of like a skeleton key that works on those CB2 receptors in your immune system. And so we have developed these other botanicals that are targeted for specific functions. For example, the ice is for pain and inflammation. Ultra Edge is for your mental cognition, clarity, and recall. The Ultra Dream is what transformed Linda's sleep. And we have tremendous numbers of healthcare professionals and sleep professionals that are using the Ultra Dream, and it's transforming their practices.
It's a water-soluble product. All these products, they don't go through the gut for metabolism.
Right.
So it's amazing.
So if you swallow it and it goes to the gut and it hits the liver and the gallbladder, it rips them apart and they no longer have the character that you were looking for. So we use this sublingual infusion that gets it directly bypassing the gut, directly into the bloodstream,
and goes through the mucosa.
It goes in through the oral mucosa, and so it's a huge game changer. The Ultra Burn is the endocannabinoid approach to health maintenance, weight loss. It targets the hormones, leptin and ghrelin of appetite, and also your insulin metabolism and your sugar storage. So it's amazing. It's
you know, the way I like
product.
to describe it is that the UltraCell, the Ultra CBG, and the UltraCell, the full spectrum hemp that we have, they take care of the whole house, every system. But if you've got a particular room in your house that needs an issue, these help target those specific health issues. So here's
the thing, before you go to the next slide, the Zilis has positioned themselves in this national marketplace. It has staked it out and staked the claim that we are the endocannabinoid support company.
That's it.
And there is no company else out there that is doing what we're doing with the technology and with the results and with the clinical findings.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And so we are excited then to talk to you about the company that is putting this together and how it kind of all started. It started with a pay it forward in mind. Believe it or not, that is the exact truth. When Stephen Thompson put this company together, this was the first aspect of the business plan that came together. Whenever you have a bottle of UltraCell that is moved through your business, a day of nutrition is provided, a day of multivitamin nutrition is provided for children, and prenatals are provided for expectant mothers. That can change the course of health for young children in this country as well as abroad.
And we're doing this to the tune of over 1 million doses of nutrition per day.
Exactly. And then we have the UltraCell for veterans. We have 2 programs. Let's talk just about one of them, which is through vetted veterans organizations. There is donated UltraCell to these organizations to be able to disseminate to our veterans who are at the highest risk of brain health issues. And so we have plenty of videos and things like that that can share with you these pay it forwards that we have. And it just makes us very proud every day that we represent this company. And so we're going to go right into the business compensation plan, because here's the thing, guys. I'll tell you our personal story. When Jim had his injury in 2013, you know, we were hitting it hard. We were working hard. We were in our 50s and we were approaching, we thought, retirement, and we had about a decade left to make that happen. And at that time, Jim was injured and it turned our life on its ear. And so when we saw that we have this product, we got the results that we were looking for, our patients were getting it, our friends and family were getting it, we said, show me more about the business. And that's what we have now.
How can I become involved in this exploding industry?
Because on the cover of our newspaper today, there was an article about the hemp industry expanding and exploding. And so everybody's talking about it. So let's talk about this compensation plan.
I joke and say, it's on everybody's lips. We're just trying to get it under your tongue.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And so the compensation plan we're going to go through, and we're going to hit it pretty fast. But we're going to talk about 3 different ways to make income. There's actually 7 earning ways. Each are layered, but because of time, we're going to talk about 3 of those and then kind of move from there. You can work at home. If you've got a device, if you've got your cell phone, you're in business anywhere on the planet, and you have unlimited potential.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
It really is.
As a chiropractor, there's only so much money I was going to make during the day. There's only so much that I can charge. There's only so much the insurance companies are going to pay. There's only so many patients I can see per day. So there was a cap as to how much I can do.
And I don't know
what this is absolutely unlimited.
I don't know what career income you think about that is kind of your standard for, you know, an income that you're reaching for. But whatever that income is, this
can do it.
Okay, this can do it.
Okay.
And so we're going to talk a little bit about retail. If you like to sell, or you have a place of business to where you can sell, you want to plug into the retail earnings, there are multiple ways to share this product. There's plenty of resources we can tap you into. We have a unique tiered pricing to where you can get the product at a great price and then resell it at a price to where you can earn up to 200% profit. And the product benefits everybody. Remember all those systems? It benefits everybody.
Everybody's deficient. Everybody needs it. Everybody's got an endocannabinoid system, so everybody can benefit.
Exactly, exactly.
And so, but here, you know, we really talk about, you know, the 2 facets or 2 different aspects of the business. One is the direct sales. This is more the network marketing, if you want to term it that way. But we use this power of duplication. We use this business model called the 4x4. and you see the girl in green there. Well, everybody can be the girl in green.
Right.
All right. That's what's so cool about it. And everybody knows 4 people that would like to expand their life, like to, increase their income, develop a legacy income for their family.
Maybe you want a gig income, just a side income, or maybe you want a large income. Maybe you just want to use the product.
Yeah.
But in this example, we're talking about 4 business builders, and you're not limited to 4.
No.
Okay. But in this example, we use the 4x4.
And so we help them bring in 4, and then them bring in 4. And what happens is that all of a sudden you have an entire herd of people.
Your tribe.
You have a tribe. And so what happens is that, and everybody's just using a little bit. We move about $500 a month through our business, personally here at our practice, but we move about 60,000 in retail volume through our entire organization.
Everybody
so just think about that. Which do you think I'm more excited about? I think I'm more excited about the duplication principle. J. Paul Getty once had a great quote. He says, I would rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 men rather than 100% of my own efforts. Because like with me, when I was injured and I couldn't go to work for 3 years, I lost 100%. In that other scenario, 10% of the workforce could call in sick or injured, and I'd still be making 90%.
I love it when he says that, because he always forgets that he married a chiropractor, so he had a little bit of duplication going on.
Just a little bit. But she wouldn't let me marry 99 more.
So anyway, but here's what we're excited about. We're excited about building this distribution team. So if you've been invited to this call, you're being invited to join the team. And, Jim mentioned how other businesses might be multi-level and all. This is so cool because this is a binary structure where everybody joins the right or the left team, depending upon the person that invited you, depends upon where you'll be placed on the team. But every team has the ability to create a distribution team. And so what we do is we duplicate this 4x4. And when you bring on a team member, you can earn up to $130 for those enrollments. Remember, this is one of the ways to make income. And you earn up to 20% of team enrollments, and that's through unlimited levels. And what we do is we teach you how to march through these stair steps or these ranks down here on the bottom. And we have team members that help us. We help you. And we build it as a team. And so we have people we have people in our business through every one of these ranks that are either working toward these ranks, have achieved these ranks, either coaching us,
right,
or we're coaching others, one or the other. So it's awesome how this all works. And
so the business also gives you the opportunity to develop residual income. And this is kind of like royalty income. I'm from Louisiana, and so we have a lot of oil wells down there. And so, once you drill the well and it starts producing, that is a monthly income that you could take to
I want to make
bank.
sure you know that he does not personally have
I
oil
do
well.
not have oil wells. My family settled on the only piece of land in Louisiana that didn't have any oil or gas on it, and but you get paid monthly with this. On every product sold, you make a residual of anywhere from $3 to $5 per bottle. And so if you just do the math, you're paid up to 6 generations on this particular generational bonus. If you just do the math with the 4x4, you'll have over 6 generations, you'll have over 5,000 ambassadors. Do the math. $5 a bottle times 5,000, that can be a pretty significant monthly income.
Your tribe can produce quite a bit of income.
But then once you hit that area level, you unlock the bonus plan and you can get paid through infinity, which is amazing, guys. And it took me months and months and months to wrap my brain around that and understand how and why it worked. But guys, I'm excited about it.
Exactly. You open up the entire business plan once you hit that rank of what's called area, which is pretty early on in your business.
Very early on.
So we're going to talk about the benefits program. When you enroll your first 4 people and hit the city rank, you will receive a blessing bonus. Now, guys, I have never seen anything like this ever before until this business plan. This is a pay it forward philanthropic bonus that you give away. You give it to a charity, to an individual, to a cause, something on your heart, your church, whatever it is that you desire, you give it away. And it ranges between $100 and $500. So you need to think, if you get this bonus, what are you going to do with it? I think that's so exciting.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
And you want me to talk about it or you?
You can do it.
Okay, so when you help 4 people get the blessing bonus, you then qualify for the Jeep bonus. We actually have a Jeep. It's so cool.
And Steve and Jenny have a
And
Jeep.
Steve and Jenny on the call, they have a Jeep. And the thing is about the Jeep is that you can go out and get the Jeep, and then the company makes the payment for you. Now, if you don't want a Jeep, Stephen Thompson, the CEO, says he'll just give you half of the money and call you boring. But at the same time, you can have a Jeep if you choose to. If you help 4 people get the Jeep, then you qualify for health care. That means that you don't have to worry about that if you ever choose to get free from your job, or if you build a business large enough to do that, health care is in place.
And you might be retired and you might already have your health care in place, but you might be making a contribution, or you might have a supplement that you're paying for. And the company, is not a Zilis corporate healthcare system. It's your own system. All you got to do is show them the bill, and they will reimburse you for that. We have a global pool where they pay up to 2% of the quarterly revenues, not profits, but revenues on a quarterly basis to all those ambassadors that qualify. And then we have the Jeep on steroids. We have this great big motor coach that's all decked out, and it's a rolling advertisement for the success of your business.
Once again, these are benefits. They're not incomes. And so these layer on top of your incomes.
So we're, all of these publications down here, Forbes, Fortune, Rolling Stone, Time, Newsweek, they all have their ear to the ground and watching what's happening with this market, with this new burgeoning, industry called hemp. And Linda made reference today that our newspaper today had an article on the front cover about this explosion of the hemp industry. Well, here's the thing. We're expected to grow 700% by 2020. Well, 2020 is about 5 months away, and we have already blown past that. The industry itself, the CBD oil industry, is projected to be a $22 billion industry by 2022. And here's the thing. The Brightfield Marketing Group did a survey last year, and they found that Zilis commanded the #1 position in the marketplace at a 15% market share. If we were just to maintain that 15% market share and not grow a single percentile, that would make us by 2022 about a $3.5 billion corporation. And we're projected, the hemp industry itself is looking to be a $1 to $2 trillion industry by 2030. So if you look at this graph here, guys, you see these 4 phases of business: formulation, concentration, momentum, and then stabilization. The hemp industry has not even broken ground yet on momentum. And so neither has Zilis. We are in just a few pockets of markets across the United States, but we're still the #1 company. And that's just absolutely amazing if you think about this. And so this is really where the future is. We're inviting you to come in, and the water's fine. Come on, step into the water, because the wave is coming. You can be the greatest surfer that ever lived, but if you're standing on the beach when the greatest wave comes in, nobody will ever know it.
That's right. The opportunity of a lifetime is only in the lifetime of the opportunity. And the great thing about this opportunity is that there is so much scuttlebutt out there. That's a Kentucky word, scuttlebutt, that people are talking about this industry all the time. So you just step into the water and the wave is coming.
Right. So you choose a pack.
Choose a pack, bronze, silver, or gold. Each one of these packs has wholesale pricing. You get the training and support from within the Zilis company, as well as your line of sponsorship. You have a Zilis Cloud, which is your back office that provides you all the resources, everything you need to grow your business. And then you also get your own personal e-commerce site to drive traffic to. And so you choose your pack. Which pack? Where do you fit? Are you one that just wants to use the product? Are you one that just wants to kind of have a side business? Are you one that really wants to go for the big business? You know, we highly recommend that you think seriously about each one of these packs and get in where you fit in. But here's what we know.
The only wrong decision is to do nothing.
Exactly.
And here's the thing, you know, if you see this like I saw this, you won't be able to sleep tonight, because this is a premier business opportunity that in the country today, with the premier, most explosive industry that we can possibly talk about. This is like the .com bubble. You know, this is huge, guys.
It is.
And so get with the person that invited you here tonight. the goal gets you in at the 20% of the binary team bonus structure, and that's an important factor too.
And you get all the product, guys. Here's the thing. Product is, when you get this product into people's hands,
it changes lives.
People's lives can be changed. And so the only way that you can see that is by having products. So if you're considering a business, make sure you get a business pack that enables you to do that. And get back with the person that invited you. Set up a follow-up conversation by phone and with the upline team within the next 24 hours and say, how do I get started? Don't confuse getting started with getting in. You're going to need a little bit more information. So just get the information to move yourself forward. And this is kind of like an assist. You're traveling down the court and throw the ball and somebody's going to help you. So we build this as a team. Don't think you have to know all about this in order to make it work.
Don't know what everybody's time looks like, but we are doing a launch call tomorrow on Zoom, and it will be not this presentation, but geared more towards getting your business launched and started. And that
so
time
if you're if you're in our upline team, just check with your upline about that time because it's available. So just send us the information, but it is tomorrow morning. So we'll be happy to have you plug into that. So that will be great. Anyway, guys, we appreciate you joining us tonight. This is going to be recorded. So if you want a recording, let us know. And we're just excited to have you here. Good night. Okay, what are you going to say?
No, I was going to tell Steve that is Greg?
No, so we're good. Okay.
Right. Okay.
We're just going to shut it down tonight, guys. Okay. Have a great night. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.